Alright, today we're going to talk about polyhedrons, 3D figures, and solids. So here I have my first 3D figure, which is a solid. And the pictures I'm using, all of my solids have their base being orange. Well, how you know it's a base of a polyhedron is that, on this case, they're parallel. So if you notice, this orange triangle down at the bottom is parallel to this orange triangle on top. So the base is a triangle. Let's talk about some other parts. So you notice the sides of this, they're all going to be rectangles. And we're going to have 3 rectangles as the sides of this polyhedron. Well, the sides are considered the lateral faces. So your lateral faces equals 3, and they're all rectangles. And one other thing that's kind of new is your lateral edges. And these are just the lines that aren't connected to the base, or aren't part of the base. They're connected to the base, they're just not part of the base. So these red lines right here would be your lateral edges. So there's 3 of those on this particular shape. Alright, so next we've got another solid here. So again, my pictures are going to have the base being orange. And that's just, I use these pictures to help you. So my base down here at the bottom is a rectangle. So the first part of naming this is going to have rectangle in it. Now if you notice, we have another rectangle that is parallel to the bottom rectangle. So that makes this a rectangular prism. Let's go over a few more parts of this rectangular prism. So if I wanted to know the lateral faces, I'd have 1, 2, 3, 4 lateral faces. And you'll notice on prisms, all the lateral faces are always going to be rectangles. And then lateral edges are just the lines connecting those faces. And I have 1, 2, 3, and 4 of those. Alright, so we'll do one more shape here. Most of these shapes you've had before, but I just wanted to go over a few of the more finer points of each shape. So here, my base again, to help us out, is orange. So that's a rectangle. In this case it is a square, but we just call it a rectangle. And you'll notice there's no rectangle above it that's parallel. So this is a rectangular pyramid. Alright, so our lateral faces, again, these are going to be the sides. The lateral faces will never include the base. So you notice I have 1, 2, 3, and back here makes 4 triangles as my lateral faces. And then my lateral edges be 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright, one last thing, we're going to talk about skew lines. So I have line AE here, and I want to know what it's skewed to. And skew simply means It can't be intersecting or parallel. And really what it means, it's in a different plane. So if you look here, AD is intersecting, AB is intersecting. But if you look back here at BC, BC is not going in the same direction, and it's never going to touch AE. So the first skew line is BC. So that's on that top square up there. So next, we can look at that bottom one. Well, EF intersects, EH intersects, but over here you have HG. HG does not intersect AE, and it's not parallel to it. So our second skew line is HG. Then let's look at the front rectangle. We have AD is intersecting AE, EH is intersecting AE, but then you have DH, which is parallel. So there's no skew lines on that front one. So then we look at the back rectangle. BF is parallel to AE, CG is parallel to AE, but then you have this back line, FG, which is not parallel and it's not going to touch. So our third skew line there is FG. So on any rectangular prism, you're going to have 3 different lines that can be skew.